So today is not so much of an unboxing, but I got a new toy. And I want to go take it for a run today. I figure I'll at least show it off and let y'all see. So we got the Monte Carlo in the green from Redcat. And we're going to open it up. And I want to switch the battery connectors around because it comes with a nickel metal battery, and I want to run Lipo in it. So just a few little things, kind of going to go over just the small stuff in it. Got a bunch of accessory packs here, an adapter to a different type of battery. I'm not going to be using that. Comes with a little USB charger. And then, of course, the update cable to hook up to your controller. And let's see what else. We got a thick boy manual here. I will definitely be taking a read through it just to see if there's any features that I don't know about and stuff like that. But the main thing is get this thing swapped over so we can take it for a run. So this is the T connector I'm going to be using. I know a lot of people use these. I've got more of these. I've got more batteries with these, so this is what I use. We're good there. So before we hook that up, if you actually look, I'll try to get close. Right here on the battery, there is a diagram that tells you. So on this one, we've got two different modes, and the battery is going to be the furthest one to us. All the way to the top right 2 pins is your nickel metal hydrides, and then the 2 pins all the way to the left is Lipo. So we're just going to pick this guy up right here. Just a little jumper pin, like on the old motherboards for computers. I'm just going to jump them to the 2 left pins. I'm not going to change the modes right now. I'm just going to leave that factory for the moment. And there we go. And I am going to get the body put back on it, and then we're going to go take it out and see what it does. Hopefully I can try to get some speed runs with it. Lipo run on the Monte Carlo lowrider. Just kind of see on our top speed and also how well it handles. Now I'm gonna just raise it up just a little bit on each corner so that way I don't hit any roughness on the road. That looks about good. Also gonna raise the back just a little bit. Trying to get her about level. Alright, let's see what she does. The GPS is already in there to try to get an idea of how fast she goes. Steering is really touchy even with the small servo. I think it's only got like a 9-gram servo in it. Oh, I'm in the grass. Put it in off-road mode. That's what I'm calling it. Alright, so here we go. Ooh. Wow, that's really hard to control. try it going again, because that's really hard to get up to speed. I mean, she gets really squirrely. Oh, she's stuck. Try this one more time. Woo. See, that thing is sensitive. That's full throttle. So, she's not an off-roader, that's for sure. That's surprisingly in a 3X you can do some donuts. Alright, 2S Lipo swap out, and then we'll do another run. So, I'm going to leave all the settings right where I have them. Oh yeah, speed. What speed did this one go? Oops. 18 miles per hour, max speed with 3S 100C battery. So, alright, we're going to reset the max speed back down to 0. I've got to let the motor cool off a little bit on this. She is very, very warm on the motor. So we're going to let it cool down, swap out to the other battery, and then take another run. Alright, so we've got the 2S installed. We've got the GPS reset back to 0 on the max speed. Right now it's got the max of 1 miles per hour. So apparently in the process of moving it, motor's cooled back down to where I can actually touch it. So we're just going to clip this guy back together real quick. I left the raisedness of it the same. And now we're going to see what regular 2S Lipo, which will be pretty much the same battery. Oh, I must have touched something. Looks like I touched the back just a little bit. Alright, I'm going to reset that. There we go. Alright, let's see what she does. That's full throttle there. A lot more controllable, I'll tell you what. A lot better on the 2S. But instantly stuck. I'll be back. So, full speed all the way back. Let's go. That's maxed out. Doesn't do donuts quite as good on the 2S. Let's see what we got as far as max speed on 2S. $14 miles an hour, so we got 4 mile per hour difference. Got 18, I believe, on the 3S, and then 14 on the 2S. Back from the speed run, really kind of happy with it. We did get only about a 4 mile an hour speed difference between the 2S and the 3S. I plan on running it more so on the 3S. This servo, this little 9-gram servo over here, I'm actually kind of impressed with. It did really well with the steering, probably a little bit too well. If you saw that I kind of like got it off the road at full speed a couple of times, flipped it. It did pretty good. A few things that I just got to adjust right off the bat, and I will be making a future video. For one, just got to do a simple glue back down of the speed controller here. She came off in the middle of it and kind of started hanging out just a little bit. Second thing is the steering on it. I'm not very happy with the steering. And I figured that's why I think I was wrecking so much. So if you actually turn the wheel full lock one way, I'm going to use my other hand to kind of put pressure on it as at the servo, and you try to flick this tire here, as you can see, it spins and then it stops. Spin, stop. Only whenever I let go of it, it stops. If you turn the wheel back straight, spins and spins. So what's happening is this little control arm right here is actually rubbing on the wheel. So I'm either going to do a spacer on this and pull the wheels out just a little bit, or I might come in here and do a little bit of trimming on that control arm. Future upgrades on this, I definitely want to go with the larger, faster servos for the front and rear. I want to do probably a slightly bigger motor in this, and I'm going to see if I can find metal gears for it. I'm not into so much of the hopping and stuff. I really want to make this more of a burnout car. The servos, I just want them to be a little bit more responsive. The ones that are on it perfectly fine. They work actually really well. There's also a few adjustments that you can make with the controller as well, as far as the actuators, where they sit whenever you first turn the car on. That's something that I will be editing in the future, so that way I can get a little bit higher off the ground. Let me dump some of this dirt out. As you can see right here on this front skid plate, I've actually scrubbed it pretty hard, and also like these two bottom bolts here, from just like those few runs and stuff, because I couldn't get the height with the control, with it laying all the way down quite right. So I actually had to bump the actuators up so that way I can get enough clearance to do the speed runs, which may also have affected my stability a little bit. But all in all, I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah, if you like this video and you do want to see more, don't forget to like and subscribe, please. And thank you for watching. Y'all have a great day.